it's going to be challenging, but I was like, it's going to be a fun challenge. And, you know, you get to start from scratch and build from scratch, which again is hard, but it also, I think, hopefully culturally will be a little bit easier to maintain because the kids were in on the implementation. The coaching staff was in on the implementation. Whereas like sometimes you come into a program and you've got to change the culture. We're kind of building it. Now, are there things that we still have to work on and improve 100%? But that was kind of the challenge of it. Like my favorite part about it was building the team. My least favorite part about it was building the team because it's a lot of time, work, and effort, but it was also fun as well.
I chose to come to Pitt State because I wanted to help build a foundation, and I thought it'd be a cool opportunity to do that.
It feels great. I'm very grateful, and I'm excited to build something new from the ground up.
It's an honor to just build something from the ground up, and I'm excited to help Wes with anything that we can. As a freshman, we'll be here for a while, so I think that makes it even better.
My hopes for the season are to just leave a mark on the conference. We want to show people that we can compete and that we are a good team despite us being a really new program. And overall, I hope that we just have a lot of fun and leave a good impact on the program.
I would like to hopefully get a tournament ring, but I know this is such a big building year for us, so honestly just a winning season and hopefully to build the stepping stones for future victories.
I don't know that I had expectations. I think I just came in with an open mind and open heart just because soccer's not massive here. It is big in some certain areas of Pittsburgh, but it's not like there's been an established soccer club program. I know that high school, the girls soccer team just started having girls 3 or 4 years ago, I think. There used to be a co-ed back in the day. But I just came in knowing that we were going to be supported. I didn't know what that looked like. I knew that the admin would support what we're doing. I knew that I would have to lead a lot of the soccer portion of it. And it's even a little bit funny because people like the pitch, like they would just use soccer terms. So like you knew that they were trying, which is important to me. But I honestly, I feel like a lot of times if you have expectations, it can change the reality of what happens. So I just came in with an open heart and an open mind in those situations, and then just went with it day by day.
I feel so happy. I think, especially compared to my last school, the community here is so much stronger and so much more involved in athletics overall, and it was really cool to see the community support our new program.
And it makes me feel great. It makes our team feel great. I came from a small school where we didn't have that community support. We just had our parents come and watch us play. So it makes us feel super welcoming, and it makes us want to have an impact on the community.
I feel, on the soccer standpoint, I feel like it has been amazing. Every time I wear my soccer gear, I have people coming up to me asking about how the program's going, asking about, oh, how are you doing? How was the experience? Just excited and like genuinely interested about wanting to hear about soccer and wanting to grow it in the community. And then just for school, everybody is very involved here, like I said before, with the football games and stuff like that. I just noticed there's a lot of team community here, and everybody wants to be a part of the campus and life itself.
From the president to our AD to people that are doing the facilities, world class. Like they're world class people, but the way that even the game day management, like taking care of the referees, like little things like that, they were the highest of levels, like more than even what I saw at the Division I level. So like that, I think I don't have expectations, but it exceeded to an nth degree. I think the community sport was even more than I expected. We'd have people ride up on their bikes and watch practice for a little bit. I never met them, but they'd watch practice. And then our first game, even first game, it's like, I thought we played poorly, but I thought we played poorly because it was almost like the atmosphere was so, I don't want to say electric, but our kids were almost like overwhelmed. They're like, oh, we've got to do great because there's so many people here and there's so much support.
I think we've changed so much from the beginning of the season. We have more team chemistry. We play together better. We are all much closer friends on and off the field. And yeah, I would say overall we play a lot better soccer and we're a lot better friends.
As far as performance and like chemistry, I think that it's just gone up. I think every practice we practice together, and the team bonding, everything, like we just get to know each other better, so that just reflects back on the field when we play with each other. And yeah, I think it's just gone better. I think going through this experience has really just like allowed me to show how much I care for my teammates and how much I care for the sport, really, because before club season and high school season, it was just like you really just care for yourself. You just worry about yourself. But now it's just like a family. We're all a family, and you really have to take everyone into consideration.
We've kind of just shared our stories together to come closer. Everybody's came from a different background, either from another college, a freshman, never playing college soccer altogether. I feel like everyone understanding their role and responsibility has really helped our team come closer together.
The staff is focused on that, but also you can see it within the players that that's important to them, because they want to keep a close-knit team. And so I think that's the biggest driver for that, is that they want it. And so sometimes like we have to as staff remind them, like, what does that look like? You might have to give up an hour watching Grey's Anatomy to go hang out with your other teammate to, just talk with them and get to know them a little bit more. But they're like, we're willing to do that because we know it's important.
There you go. You ready, Jaden? Good. Great connection. That might be a
Training sessions. Every training session is intense, even if it's recovery. It's intense. High energy, especially pre-game. High energy. Like today, we have a game tomorrow, so it probably will be high energy just to get us, just like a little foreshadowing of tomorrow.
I think one thing I've learned through coaching and my mentors is like on the wins not so high. They're dumping Gatorade on me on the first one, so like I think the kids were excited, and I was excited too because it's your first win. You never get one of those back, but I think just staying in the moment, like when we're winning, like still staying focused on like what do we need to improve, like what do we got to fix, what do we got to change, what did we do well, and then getting to the first loss, it is kind of funny. Like you're 3-0, you're like, dude, we might go undefeated. Like just even though it's not real, like for like 1% of your brain, like, what if we keep this going? What if it, but getting that, I think I don't know that I was super upset about it. I think it was just like it's gonna happen at some point. What do we take from that? I think for the staff, some of the things we took away that we saw in the first 3 games, I think now the kids are like, they're onto something because we lost. So sometimes the results drive like their focus. Reality too is, as we got to the middle of MIAA play, I just was like, guys, your seniors have 7 games left. Hey, your seniors have 5 games left. Because the freshmen they will never understand it completely because they're like, I've got 3 years left. Now, as I reminded them, and the freshmen that had good relationships with the seniors, they're like, oh, McKenna Robinson has 4 games left. Like, so I think that started processing it a little bit, and I think that might have, not that we weren't focused, but they were like, these moments are important. And so learning from those moments to help this season is just as important. And now leaving the season, like those little moments are important for the next year. So
Most challenging part of the season up to this point, I would say, is just adapting to other teams. I think being a new program, a lot of teams are really well established and have had that time to work together and train together, and we obviously are at a disadvantage with that. So I think just competing against really high level teams has been a struggle for us at times.
It's number one, it's gone by so fast. Like, I can't believe that we've had that many games already. And it's just been such an exciting thing to look back on, and like so many things have happened in such a little amount of time. Yeah.
I feel like we've been in a lot of draws as of right now. We're really close on trying to get our wins and trying to push there, get to the next level. But I feel like we just have been struggling on the scoring department, or just keep making sure we're not conceding goals and trying to figure out how to get those done and trying to walk in and win a game, I think has been one of our biggest struggles so far.
the Emporia game, I think that was a culmination of like we finally started eliminating some of our what I would call immature mistakes. So we get up 1-0 and we're working on closing out games, and I was like, we did a pretty good job of closing out games. And but then going to Missouri Western, and that was a big weekend in general because we played Missouri Western and then Northwest Missouri. But Missouri Western, they outshot us. I think they had the run of the play. Like, they were the better team, but we really clamped down and didn't give them a lot of good chances. And to be fair, the goal they scored, I thought, was a couple mistakes in our back group that could have kept that to 0-0. Again, look at the standings, about 1 point's big. But I think the part that I knew leaving that is that we were, as a staff and the players were like upset about it, if that makes sense. Like, yes, they were proud of the performance because like we played the team that was top 15 in the country to a 1-0, but it was also like we expect to be in those games. And so that was, I think that was important as a program because sometimes you're like, are we just going to have to hold on and try to tie 0-0? But I felt like that game we were organized and structured, and I think we've got to create more in those moments to try to win games like that. But felt like we could have got away with a draw in that game. I think that was a big moment for the team and for the staff. So like then Sunday, in my opinion, we beat Northwest Missouri State, who finished I think 6th in our league. The like regional rankings at the time are 4th or 5th. But that I felt was like a culmination of like we're like the mistakes that we made. We're cleaning those up. We made adjustments. Players that maybe didn't play on Friday played on Sunday, and they were super important. But I'm like, that game is a big win any year. So you talk about like 5 years on the road when you're competing for championships, you're going to have to go win at Northwest Missouri State. That's not easy to do. And for the first year program to do that, massive. And we knew those 3 points were going to be huge for us trying to get up the standings, get in the conference tournament. So again, I just think those games started clicking like, hey, we're not far off. We're close. Now we're creating the players are creating expectations of what they're capable of. So, because I mean, and you go back to the Washburn game, that was the one game I was like, we just got our butts kicked. Did we live out the behaviors very well in that game? No. Like that's the one time I was like, I was a little disappointed. But that game we were like, went away like, oh, they were way better than us. Then you start getting into these competitive games. Now we're fighting back in it. So now you can see the progress. The kids can see the progress. They know they're in the fight. I think that was really the, like, not necessarily turning point, but I think that was the turning point for us to play more consistent soccer and play more competitive soccer against the good teams the really good teams in our league.
Definitely. I feel like our first games, we were trying to find ourselves in like the MIAA conference, and we didn't really have our true team identity yet. And as time progressed and certain wins occurred, I felt like we became more confident and actually started playing like a team.
The team is better than the record shows. Most of our games that we lost by 1 or 2 points, and it just shows that every game matters and every point you can get matters.
I think the team is definitely better than the record shows in a way that there were times when we could have secured points by just a couple of mistakes. And I think if we were to have secured those points, it would have been a different outcome.
I think that everyone on our team has really good individual capabilities, and it was just a matter of how are we able to come together and show that. I think we had a couple of games that we definitely could have clutched a win, but maybe we just didn't show that, so yeah.
At the end of the season, my question to myself would be, am I building something that people can look back on and be proud of?
A question I have for myself at the end of the season is, did I enjoy every moment and did I be the best leader that I could be?
One question I would ask myself at the end of season was, did I accomplish everything I wanted to?
Give myself the same question. Was it worth it? Am I having fun, or did I have fun, and am I ready to just work next season?
Did I make that impact? Did I make a change? Did I push our team to the best that I could be?
That I would say to myself at the end of season is that I'm proud of myself and the hard work I put in, and this is just going to better prepare me for my future.
Just thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting the staff and taking a chance on a program that was nothing a year ago. It takes a special person to invest in that, to commit to that, to go into that, and just so grateful that those 37 kids took a risk on us to be a part of something so big and so great and so much more than any of us will ever be. We'll always be a part of the program, but again, the program itself is bigger than anything we will ever than us. So I think that's the biggest part, and we try to tell them that all the time, and that's probably what I would leave with them.